I think the main thing I would add to some of the other things we've touched on is the value of this idea called Sabbath. That is practiced most amazingly by the Jewish people throughout their history, because they understand it to be one of the very fundamental commandments, which means paths to flourishing, given them by God. And I think it's for everyone. I just think the Jewish people were given that gift as a gift to the whole human race. The human race would not have discovered this idea on its own, I don't think. Empires do not offer Sabbaths. Sabbath is taken in the face of empire, and the Jewish people have kept it, sometimes at great cost, continuously, like they've never forgotten the seventh day of the week, which is just kind of incredible to think. And on that day, something different happens. And both you take up things that you don't perhaps have time for or space for during the other 6, and you lay down a lot of things that are considered quite essential to normal life, up to including cooking and turning on lights and so forth. And those of us who are not Jewish may or may not, practice the way that the most observant Jews do, but I think this rhythm of use and non-use is a beautiful way to, I call it we haven't talked about the word idolatry here, but I talk about it as a circuit breaker on idolatry. Idolatry being all the things that promise to make you like God, but it don't pan out. And if you have one day a week where you radically change your use of your phone, and I wish I could say never use your phone, but even I myself, and I observe the seventh day on Sunday, which many Christians do, I do look at my phone some on Sundays. It's mostly plugged in. I don't do work, but I do other things like check the weather or whatever, So I'm not like ritualistically precise about this, but it is a very different day. And the beautiful thing about Sabbath is you discover your dependencies and you are also freed from them in the same act. So it's both diagnosis, that is, you find out what you're kind of addicted and dependent on. Same thing with fasting and other forms of withdrawal, periodic withdrawal. But I don't know if this is true of fasting, but definitely with Sabbath, it also somehow resets the other 6 days. And because I have a day a week where I just don't use this stuff, I actually had, once we really got into this pattern as a family and a household, and our children now have done it in college and beyond now, you just find you're free the other 6 days in a way you'd never be any other way. So Sabbath is the linchpin practice, I think, of resistance.
Maybe that's what everybody in the audience can go out and try, at least a partial Sabbath, and see what happens.
And with other people, I mean, this collective self, I mean, for the Jewish people, it's done together. It's not something you do as an individual choice. So find a few friends. It's way more fun. I kept Sabbath all through college, or kept the Lord's Day, Sunday. And it was the loneliest day of the week because everyone else was working, but I didn't work on Sundays. But if you had a few friends who didn't work, oh my gosh, the fun you'd have on your day without phones and day without work. It's awesome.